It's Friday and we're in Simpsonville and it's a beautiful day outside. We came down to take care of the grandchildren. That's tough duty, isn't it? You know, when you love your grandchildren as we do, it's a wonderful thing when parents ask you, could you watch them for a day or two? And they're out of school today, so we're enjoying our grandchildren. We've already had waffles this morning and watched a movie together, so we're thankful for that. However, I had a bad night last night. Lois has got a cold and she coughed a lot, and I tossed and turned, and then I started having some of those terrible dreams, you know, when you're being done injustices and so on. I'm sure some of you are probably anxious about something, worried about something, or fussing about an injustice of some kind that's happened to you. Now, I want to read to you today from Psalm 37, beginning at verse 1. Notice there in this verses, or these verses, there are 2 do-nots and 3 actions that we ought to take. I hope that you'll remember carefully these do-nots and these actions that we all ought to take. No matter where we are in life and no matter what we might be anxious, worried, or feeling injustice about. The first verse says, do not fret. It's interesting because that's repeated to us again in verses 7 and 8. I think the psalmist really wanted us to know that we shouldn't fret, that we shouldn't fret particularly because of evildoers, it says. That's the first one, do not fret. The second one is, do not be envious. We know what happens with envy. When we envy, especially wrongdoers, it brings about anger, it brings about the desire to get even, and all kinds of ungodliness. For they will wither and quickly, like grass, fade like the green herb. Now those are the 2 do-nots. Do not fret and do not be envious. Then comes our 3 wonderful things that we should do in times of anxiety and worry and injustice. Verse 3, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land, cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he will do it. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord. Wait patiently. Notice that's repeated again in verse 9. Do not fret. There's that repeating of do not fret. Him who prospers in his way because of the man who carries out wicked schemes. Cease from anger, verse 8 says, forsaking wrath, and do not fret. There's that do not fret again. Notice that out of the fretting and the envy comes the anger and comes the wrath. For evildoers will be cut off. There's the repeat of God's promise that he'll take care of those that are evil. But those who wait for the Lord, they will inherit the land. Yet a little while, and the wicked man will be no more. And you will look carefully for his place, and he will not be there. Don't fret. Don't be envious. They'll only lead to anger and more upset. And here's what we are to do. We're to trust in the Lord. We're to delight in the Lord, and we're to commit our ways to the Lord. Trust, delight, and commit. Then rest in the Lord, patiently, knowing that in due time, he will bring the judgment. Look, folks, we win in the end. It may seem like some others are having their time now, but in the end, God is the one that knows the truth, the motives, and he is the one that will bring judgment. So cease from anger, cease from fretting, and don't be envious. The Lord is on his throne, and he'll take care of whatever is going on in your life. God bless you and have a great day.